Hello everybody, it's Toria here. Just wanted to come on for a few minutes to do the joy report, and each week we're going to have something joyous to talk about. And today I'm going to tell you a story about an old man that we called Pop, and I knew him when I was a young person. And he lived 2 doors down from my family, and he was very good friends with my mother. They talked about history, New Zealand history, and also he taught her the Maori language and taught her also about Maori history. So they spent many hours together just chatting. And he was, I think, in his 80s when I knew him. He could have been a little bit younger, but he was quite an old man. I'm not quite sure. So, Pop, he lived with his relatives called Charlie and Joyce, and he called Joyce Joy. Now, one of the things is that Pop spent most of his life in the bush, and he didn't speak good English. Mum could understand him, and and I think she taught him a bit of English as well. But he sort of spoke pidgin English. So one day Joyce went off to work, and at lunchtime she decided to check on old Pop. So she rang her house, and he answered the phone, and he said, "Hello," and this is the way Pop talked. "Hello," he said, and Joyce, she said, "Hello, Pop, it's Jojo here," and Pop said, "Oh no, Jojo at work." Now, what I haven't told her is that Pop was very deaf. And so when she talked to him, he could not hear very well. And so she said to him, "No, it's Joy here. You're speaking to Joy." And he couldn't understand that bit. And so he kept saying, "Oh, no, Jojo at work. She at work. She not come home till tea time. No. Jojo, I tell her you ring." And so for 10 minutes she tried to persuade him that it was her, and he was determined that it wasn't. And so in the end, she said to him, "Go and get Mill." That's my mother. Now, her name was Mill, but he called her Meal. That's because he couldn't hear what her name was really, and so instead of calling her Meal, he called her Meal. And he got that part all right because he said, "Oh yes, I go get Meal," and he trotted off down to our house to get his best friend. And so he rushed into our house and he said, "Meal, come quick, somebody on the phone for Joy," and I tell her, "Joy not there, she at work, but she no understand. You better come quick. So Mum said, "Oh, is there someone on the phone, Pop?" So she went down to the house, and they walked in, and he sat down in his favourite rocking chair, and he smiled to himself because his best friend was there dealing with the problem, and he just rocked and smiled, and he couldn't hear a thing much. Well, he couldn't hear much. So Mum went over to the phone and lifted the receiver from where he'd put it, and she said, "Hello." And George said, "That's the old devil. I've been trying to tell him for 10 minutes that it's me." And he just didn't understand. He's deaf and he needs a hearing aid. And Mum laughed. And so they had a conversation for about 5 minutes. And she assured him that old Pop was, okay. And so the problem was averted. And George was sitting there rocking in his rocking chair, smiling to himself that he had his friend there. And now what it makes me think about is that sometimes we can talk to each other, but we don't communicate. And it's because our ears are not listening right. And when I was young, if I didn't listen, um, or didn't do what my parents said, they'd ask me if I had my ears painted on. And but sometimes we talk at cross purposes, and what we need to do is to listen to each other and to appreciate each other's point of view, and um, and to give each other credence for each other's opinions, not just say, "Well, that's stupid, you shouldn't be thinking like that," because we all have a part to play in this life, and we all may not agree with what's happening, and what we say is probably valid, but sometimes it needs another point of view to actually to bring to light the end of a problem, and that because some people have got more insight than others, and um, and we should perhaps show credence and and just give each other the time to share what's on our hearts, and that. Um, and I was thinking of the Daystar and Joni thing, and we're all trying to sort out what should happen, and because something needs to be changed so that Daystar can be as Marcus actually wanted it to be. And it's really basically going down the tubes right now. And you've got those who are trying to sort things out, and those who are giving their opinion about those that are trying to sort it out. And there was like never the twain. People are not and not understanding each other. And I'd like to see people like Perry Stone and Lance Warnell go and talk to those people like Laura Lynn and the action and the blind guy, um, so that they can understand what these people are trying to do, instead of calling them cockroaches and uh, and say that they're all going to hell because they're all doing the wrong thing. There needs to be a coming together so that things can work out better for Jonathan and Susie and the little child that has been hurt by somebody and needs to be that needs to be dealt with as well. And so I hope that you've enjoyed that little story about Pop, and he was one of my most favourite people in my young years, and I really did appreciate him. I didn't know him as well as others knew him, but I came to have a great respect for him because he treated people with respect, and he gave people time, and he taught people the right ways of doing stuff. Okay? Don't forget to subscribe and to like this video, and I thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.